Let me set the scene. You are here sitting with already quite a lot of premium light tanks in Germany. They're a little bit like the Russian heavy tanks of World of Tanks. Now, what do I need? Oh yeah, I want to have Hesh as my main round with 320 damage and 105 millimeters of pen. Maybe you forget already that the M4190 and the HWK30 already have that. With better reload time and better DPM. And at least better mobility as well. Okay, there's also the Aufklärungspanzer 5, which is a meme when it comes to ramming and has no camo. It's more of a medium than a light tank. Whatever. But then comes the problem. Why do we need a new light tank? When it already has this gimmick the others have, and the others do it better. So surely it's a better light tank, right? While yes, it has better camo, it's only marginally better. Like we're talking about 2 to 3%. And now I will show you this, which is very, very, very telling of the current problem light tanks have. The Leichterkampfpanzer 70 is interesting. It looks funny and has a gimmick, which is a wobble mechanic. But as you can see, the base DPM is not that good. Yes, the DPM is a little bit, the pen is a little bit better because it's APCR, and heat pen is actually pretty decent. But the camo value is, yes, it is okay, but it's obviously not as insane as the even 90, which has 6% more, which is quite a lot. And it's obviously not as bad as the Aufklärungspanzer 5, which is, it's a medium. It has okayish armor, which is important when we come to the armor talk, and the new Czech light tanks. But the fuel range is only 380, meaning it falls short of the other German lights. And it's similar to the even 90, meaning that you can't outspot an even 90 because the even 90 has a much better camo rating. So, surely it is better than the Brask, right? No. It has worse camo while standing still. By 3%, basically. That is shite. It has less view range than the Brask, 10 meters. Meaning that everything taking it out, and the Brask doesn't move. The Brask is literally a better scout tank than the Leichterkampfpanzer 70. It's literally better. It's faster, has better camo rating, better view range. Yes, the Brask is worse on the move, but I feel like these 2%, which are here the difference roughly, are being compensated by the better view range of the Brask. So literally, the Brask is a better light tank than the dedicated light tank with worse DPM, which is now in the loot boxes. And I think this should already be enough for you to tell you that either I'm coping about the Brask, or the Brask is completely overpowered tier 9 tank destroyer, medium tank, and light tank, or the Leichterkampfpanzer kind of doesn't really need it to be in the game and doesn't have anything going for it where I have to say, oh my god, yes, it is a must-have. Yes, that means you don't really need it. Because again, if you want to have the HE gimmick of being able to penetrate other light tanks very easily with HE, you can play the M4190, which a lot of people got because it was able to be sold for like 6 million credits. You can get the HWK30, which I actually prefer because it has better view range. It has slightly worse DPM than the M4190, but it is also very fast and has good HP per ton ratio. So it makes it a really good scout and damage dealer. I enjoyed the HWK30. I'm biased because I also like the RU251 because it's one of my favorite tanks, but the HWK30 is really good. And Aufklärungspanzer 5, it's a middle finger to other lights when you can ram them. Anyway, again, the Leichterkampfpanzer doesn't really necessarily give you the tools which a light tank needs. So I have to say, it is not a light tank. It is, so basically, it is a light tank with not good enough light tank characteristics. So it's basically a medium tank with the ability to move with the same camo as it would be standing, but with insanely bad DPM. That's it. And I have to say, ooh, that is hard. I think the majority of the players has issues with being effective with light tanks on more or less restricted maps. Obviously, if you get on Malinovka and Prokhorovka and you have CVS, optics, and LNE installed, the Leichterkampfpanzer works. And again, it is really good at also slamming other light tanks because of the Hesh. 320 damage. That is more than a third of the HP of an even 90 gone in one hit. And it makes him almost on the level of being one-shot by other TDs, which maybe help you in the background. But on all the other maps, you basically can completely forget about this equipment. You completely have to throw it out of the window and say, you know what, screw it, we go balls deep. Meaning, we probably go for optics, we go for stabilizer, and we go for rammer. That's it. We have to do damage, because that is what it is okay-ish at. Let's put it that way. It's okay-ish at. Again, it has Hesh, it does good damage, but again, the DPM on the others is better. Meaning that also the Hesh DPM is better by a lot. The accuracy is also not that decent. It's decent. Excuse me. The aim time is not that good. 2.1 seconds feels very, very long. Yes, the accuracy on the move is okay. It's actually pretty good. But the aim time just feels too long. And adding to that is the slow stop speed. 60 kph feels mega slow when all the others are going 70, 72. Except for the Brusk, which is going 62. It's also faster than you. Haha. The heat, however, is actually pretty nuts. 260 pen. Either I am washed up and I forgot other heat ratios, but 260 pen feels very, very good. Because, for example, the M4190 has only 250 pen. It's still good, but it's not 260. These 10mm can make a difference. Also, the HWK30 only has 250, not 260. So, that makes the Leichterkampfpanzer a little bit better in that regard. So it trades a lot of DPM for a slightly better pen. Now, why I said this thing has to be played like a medium tank, most likely more than a light tank, and only be played as a light tank on very specific maps, is this. Look, if you're able to play hull down, you have an insanely small, we say small, footprint. Because that turret is minuscule, because it's an unmanned turret. And it has the wobble mechanic as a gimmick. You have 17, yes, 17 degrees of gun depression. One of the highest values in World of Tanks, I believe, so at higher tiers. And that makes it really, really good to play around the ridges. And again, if you only see this, that is rough to hit at distance. But this exactly makes it hard to play as a light tank, because you have to know exactly what engagements you can win and how well you can hide. About the armor, it has 30mm in the front, and the good thing is it is slightly angled downwards, as you can, well, I have to go like this. Yes, it is slightly angled downwards, giving it a little bit better effective values. If you now take HE, you can say it has around 35mm of armor effective. Why is this important? The Blesk, which is on the same tier as you are, has 37mm of HE pen. If they are pretty smart, they are going to use Hesh or their HE rounds on their autocannons. This means they're not able to pen you. This also means in return, you can absolutely slam you, because this is the advantage of having 102mm of HE pen, because even if the shots maybe, okay, not even, but in most cases, even if they hit into this, for example, in the road wheels, it will still pen. Not at acute angles, as you can see right here, it will not be able to penetrate, but other than that, it is going to penetrate, and it is going to damage quite heavily. And against the Slema or the Selam, the tier 9 check, I call it Slema because I'm stupid. It can penetrate you with its 50mm of HE pen, but if you start to angle a little bit, it will become quite a bit heavier for him to penetrate you actually. But you have to keep that in mind. You are a pretty decent light tank counter, especially if you play around your insanely minuscule turret. But again, I believe this tank it's not a must-have. It has a gimmick, and I don't know, maybe I've played too little of this tank and it didn't convince me yet, but I much rather play the HWK30, where I have everything better, literally everything better, except for pen, and a tiny bit of camo rating. But I have so much better accuracy, not so much better, but I have better accuracy, better aim time, I have so much better speed and view range that it offsets these minuscule mistakes or minuscule problems. I will most likely in the new streams which are coming up going to play the Leichterkampfpanzer purely on going damage in most maps, in 90% of the maps, rather than going on a mixed build. Because, I don't know, I feel like this tank, you basically have to play it full-on scout mayhem. And in the sense of you are doing damage. Again, it is a medium tank with the characteristics of a light tank. Wait, that sounds like a Borask. No, that is wrong, because then it would be overpowered. No, it is a medium tank with bad DPM and the ability to have the same camo rating on the move as it would have if it would be standing. Which is almost like the Borask. I hope this video helped you to decide if you want to buy the loot boxes. Don't forget to check out the E77 video. My name is RagingRaptor, and I see you around. Goodbye.